Hi viewers, this is Kalaivani, Assistant Professor of Chemistry, JJ College of Arts and Science, Pudukkottai. Today we are going to discuss about micronutrients. The importance of fertilization of crops, which micronutrients is increasing mainly because of greater removal from the soil, intensive liming of soil and intensive drainage of soil, higher uses of nitrogenous, phosphatic and potassic fertilizers, etc. So NPK fertilizer is act as a primary nutrients. This presentation shows about the micronutrients, that is other than primary nutrients. Several micronutrients salts are highly reactive and soluble make them unavailable to plants. Therefore, micronutrients are applied into the soil in the form of fruits and metal chelates. So, first we want to know about the fruits. What is meant by fruits? Micronutrients salts are fused with special type of glass and shattered into small bits which are called fruits. When the fruits are applied to the soil, the glass slowly dissolves and releases the nutrient salts. Fruits extend period of nutrient availability by reducing the reactivity and solubility. Examples: borosilicate glass, manganese ammonium fruits, zinc fruits and copper fruits. Next important topic is metal chelates. Micronutrients are also available in chelated form, which have the ability to chelate or loosely hold metallic ions in the cyclic structure, and these metal organic complexes are called metal chelates. Metal chelates are soluble in water but they do not ionize in soil solution. Most of the organic compounds like EDTA, that is ethylene diamine tetraacetic acid, and DTPA, that is diethylene triamine pentaacetic acid, have the ability to chelate metallic ions. Examples: iron, copper, zinc and manganese fertilizers are available in chelated forms. Next, we will see the one by one micronutrient fertilizers. So first, we will see the iron fertilizers. So what are the advantage of using iron fertilizers? So iron fertilizers in the form of ferrous sulfate, ferric sulfate, ferrous oxide, ferric oxide, like that. So what are the advantage when using iron fertilizers? So ferrous sulfate is the most commonly used fertilizers of iron fertilizers. When it is applied to soil, it is oxidized to ferric sulfate, which is not readily available to plants. To overcome these problems, iron chelates are used both for soil and foliar application. So this table shows that what are the source of getting iron fertilizers and how much of iron present in this particular fertilizers. So first one, ferrous sulfate, the percentage of iron content is 19. The 23 percentage of iron content present in ferric sulfate, 77% in ferrous oxide, 69 percentage present in ferric oxide. So 29 percentage of iron present in ferrous ammonium phosphate, 14 percentage of iron present in ferrous ammonium sulfate, and 22 percentage of iron present in iron ammonium polyphosphate, and 14 percentage of iron presence in iron chelates, and 22 percentage of iron presence in iron fruits. Among this, the most higher percentage of iron present in ferrous oxide and also the least iron present in ferrous ammonium sulfate as well as iron chelates. Next, manganese fertilizers. These are well-known water-soluble fertilizers and easily dissolve in water and also is suitable for foliar application. Most of the manganese fertilizers are pink salts and also it is plays an important role in the crop fertilizers. So what are the source of manganese fertilizers? The first one is manganese sulfate. Second one is manganese oxide. Third one is manganese oxide. Fourth one is manganese chelates. And fifth one is manganese fritz. In manganese sulfate, 26% of manganese is present. In manganese oxide, 41% of manganese content is present. 63% of manganese is present in manganese oxide and 12% in manganese chelates and 10% in manganese fritz. Among this, the highest manganese percentage in manganese oxide, least in manganese chelates, manganese fritz. This slide shows zinc fertilizers. So here, what are the advantage of using zinc fertilizers? Zinc fertilizers is in the form of zinc sulfate. So here we are more advantage of zinc sulfate is it is most commonly used fertilizers and also it is applied both to soil and plant. In soil 30 to 50% is used, in plant 0.5% is as spray. So what are the source of zinc fertilizers? First one is zinc sulfate monohydrate, zinc sulfate heptahydrate, next basic zinc sulfate and zinc oxide, zinc sulfate, next one zinc phosphate and zinc chelates. These are all the source of zinc fertilizers. Among this, the highest value of zinc present in zinc oxide and least in zinc chelate. So next, this slide shows boron fertilizers. Borax is the most commonly used boron fertilizers. Because of its high solubility in water, it is lost by leaching. To avoid this loss, boron frits are developed. Borosilicate glass can be applied in sandy soil under the high rainfall conditions. The last one, boric acid and soluble are used for foliar application. The source of boron fertilizers are borax, sodium pentaborate, sodium tetraborate, boric acid, soluble, borosilicate, glass. The 11% of boron is present in borax. In sodium pentaborate, 18% of boron is present. 14% of boron present in sodium tetraborate and 17 in boric acid, 20 in soluble and 6 in borosilicate glass. Among this, the soluble has the highest boron content. Next, copper fertilizers. Here copper fertilizers are the source are in three types. First one is copper sulfate, second one is copper ammonium phosphate and third one is copper chelates. So what is the advantage for when using copper sulfate? That is both are soil and foliar application. In copper sulfate, 21% of copper is present in this copper fertilizers. Second one, copper ammonium phosphate, both for soil and foliar applications. This is similar to the copper sulfate. For this, 30% of copper is present in this fertilizers. Third one, copper chelates. This is only used for foliar application. The copper presentation may be presence may be varying. Next one, molybdenum fertilizers. Molybdenum fertilizers are ammonium molybdate, sodium molybdate and molybdate trioxide. Molybdenum fertilizers can be mixed with nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium fertilizers and applied to the soil. That means it is also act as a secondary nutrients. It is also applied as foliar spray. Third one, magnesium fertilizers. These are chemical substances containing the nutrient magnesium in the form of magnesium cations, that is Mg2+. Magnesium, it is magnesium fertilizers in the form of magnesium sulfate is act as a fertilizers. The utilization rate of magnesium fertilizers decreases with increasing the potassium sulfate. So this is also act as a secondary nutrients. Third one, calcium fertilizers. These are the chemical substances containing the nutrient calcium in absorbable calcium cations, that is in the form of Ca2+. The raw material of calcium fertilizers is lime found in nature. Calcium, that is this calcium fertilizers mostly in nature in form. Example, calcium chloride. It contains at least 50% of calcium. It is highly water soluble and can therefore be dissolved for application as a foliar nutrient. This slide shows about the sulfate fertilizers. These are chemical substances containing the nutrient sulfur in the form of absorbable sulfate anions. The sulfur requirements of plants are about 2/3 of their phosphorus requirements. Substantial sulfur supplies occurs as minor constitutions of various nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium fertilizers, so that sulfur fertilizers is also act as a secondary nutrients. Next, organic fertilizers. So what are the advantage and disadvantage of using organic fertilizers? First we will see advantages of organic fertilizers. So first advantage, so release of nutrients. So it will be, its requirement is needed to the fertilizers. Not easily leaches from the soil. So easily we cannot remove from the soil. Add organic components to the media to be grown. We can add another compound to this fertilizers also. These are advantages of using organic fertilizers. Let's move to the disadvantages. So hard to get. First one is hard to get. So it is not easily available and not sterile. That means it is not in pure form. Third one, no low nutrient content. And last one is expensive. Next move to the inorganic fertilizers. So here also we have know about the advantages and disadvantages. First, advantages can make the desired ratio of nutrients and easy to get. So compared to organic fertilizers, inorganic fertilizers are easy to get and also low cost. What are the disadvantages of using inorganic fertilizers? No organic material is present. That means inorganic fertilizers are mostly made by the artificial fertilizers and possible chemical building up in the growing media. These two are disadvantage of using inorganic fertilizers. So last, to overall view of fertilizers, that is using of fertilizers. Fertilizers are available in both organic as well as inorganic forms. They are classified as straight, complex and mixed fertilizers. They can also be classified into solid and liquid fertilizers. Fertilizers are applied to supply nutrients required by the crop that are taken up from the soil. Thank you for watching this presentation.